Hi guys, in last video we created a weldment which is shown in this picture here, and you can see it in SolidWorks. This is the weldment that we created. In this tutorial we are going to learn about how to create welding drawings in SolidWorks. Welding drawings have some unique things, so we have to look at them little differently. So we will use the same weldment that we created and we will create its drawing. This is how it should look, isometric view of the weldment, with one other the structural member shown separately, and then we have the cut list table here that we need to add. So let's, without further ado, let's get started. I'm going to open a new drawing file. Okay, I will keep the default drawing sheet size, which is A, which is selected, so I'm going to keep it, not going to change anything there. Okay, and the part is already open, so all I have to do is just double click on it. If the part was closed, then I'm gonna have to go browse and search for the part, right? But part is already, because I haven't closed that part, so I'm just gonna double click on it, and all I want to do is create an isometric view, which is already selected. So then I can just place my view here. Okay, and click OK. So that is that. Now before we create the cut list table, I'm going to right click on this weldment drawing and click on open part at this top left corner here, open part. So I go into the part file here. What I want to do is, you will see that on the left hand side there is this cut list 13. So I'm gonna click on that arrow there to open that, and we have different features here. So cut list item 4, which is actually, we're talking about this gusset here, so we have to properly name it before we can create the cut list table. So I'm going to right click on this folder, cut list item 4 here, and select properties, and we have this cut list properties table, right? So there we will add a row here. Let's say, let's call this description. Okay, it's gonna be text, and the name of that feature is gusset. So let's type that, gusset, gusset, and all good. So I just provided the name and going to click OK. Then we can save this, and I can go back to my the drawing file here. Okay, now next thing we want to do is we want to the add the cut list table. So that should be insert tables, and we have weldment cut list table. That's what we want to add. So let's click on that, select a drawing. So I'm going to select this drawing, and I'm going to keep things default here, cut list table thing. We can change a few things, but right now I don't need to. I'm going to click OK, and all I have to do is just copy paste in the drawing. So I'm going to just copy paste it in this corner here, and you can see uh, the gusset that that's why we went into the part file and provided the description, right? Now one other thing we can do is we can uh, add on here, we can go to annotation tab here. We can click on the annotation tab, then we can select the weld symbol. Okay, weld symbol, and we can select not from there. Let's see where I need to go for that. Annotation symbol, model items, and So on the annotation tab, I clicked on the model items, and I select this is feature is selected here. And now on the annotation here, okay, we want to if there is anything else selected, you deselect that. Only thing we need is the weld symbol, so I'm going to select that and click OK. And you can see that weld symbol is created there. uh, okay, so that's what all I wanted to add. Next, uh, now there is this weldment cut list table, but these item numbers we need to match with the actual drawing, right? To do that, we can go to the annotation tab, and there is should be an option called auto ballooning. We need to use that. So let's see, here is the option auto balloon, right? So I'm gonna maybe select this drawing here and click on auto balloon, and that will add these automatic balloons here. We can rearrange them. uh, let's see, I can select these. You can like rearrange them like that. This one here, 4. So what is it actually is, for example, this balloon number 1, this one here, right? So you can match it with item 1, and that item is basically tube rectangular. The length of that item is 26, and so on and so forth, right? You can for example, item number 4. What is item number 4? Item number 4 is gusset. So you can match what is in the table with the drawing. That was the use of auto ballooning. And one last thing we can do now is, we're almost done. We just need to create this separate feature here. So for that, we can go to insert drawing view. We are adding a new drawing view, right? And relative to model, that's what we want, relative to model. So we did that. And we may have to, uh, let's see if I can select it here. So when we do relative to model, when we clicked on the drawing sheet there, we are in the part mode here, and now we need to select, uh, there are two options: entire part and selected bodies. So I'm not gonna, I want one particular structural member, so I'm going to click selected bodies. Okay, and I will select this particular structural member there. And now I have to define the front front face, and the second orientation, right? The first orientation and the second orientation. So for the first orientation, I'm going to zoom onto it, and I'm going to select this front surface of this structural member. And for uh, the second orientation, I am going to select the top flat portion of this structural member, and click OK. That will take me to the drawing. And now you can see I can just scroll my mouse, and I can put wherever I want to put that structural member here. Click OK. And then I'm going to go ahead and save this drawing. Okay. And that's about it. So once again, what we did is, we started with our weldment part. We created isometric view of that. Next thing is, we didn't have the description for the gusset, so we went back to the part file and added that in the cut list folder. Right clicked on it, properties, and then we added the name gusset as a description. Then we came back to the drawing file here, and we inserted insert tables, and we inserted this weldment cut list table, which is this here, right? Then we next thing we did is we added that weld symbol. Then other thing we did is we created the auto ballooning, so we could match the item numbers with the drawing. And lastly, we created this new drawing view relative to model. For that, we went to into the we selected insert drawing view, and we clicked on relative to model, and in the part file we then selected appropriate inputs, and that's basically it. So I will stop here. Thank you.